Righto, since I've been sort of traveling around the last few weeks and doing a few different style videos with lawn solutions and then going down out to Orange and seeing Ben, it's time to now come back and focus a bit more attention on the putting green here while the season's still warm. Now, the last time we left off this green, we gave it the light dusting. We were bringing it back up, ready for a bit of a gameplay, which is coming up very soon. At that time, we were cutting at 5mm. Now, the other day I had successfully taken it down now to 4mm. It's ready for a cut now, so we're going to give it a cut at 4. Then we're going to have a look at the zoysia project, which Joe has revealed to us now that is Primo Zoysia, which is a greens grade trial and assessment zoysia that I've got here under assessment. It's probably ready for a cut too, and I'm sort of toying with the idea of potentially giving a little light shave with the Victor, just to take away some of the highs and lows. So in other words, as the triplex goes over it, you'll notice it floats across the top and it jumps up and down on the little tufts of the plug. So I'm thinking I might just knock the tops off those plugs. It's not going to affect the grass in any way. It's just going to sort of potentially sort of smooth out the main process a little bit. And also we're going to do the surrounds. I haven't mowed the surrounds here now for a couple of weeks, so I'm probably expecting they may even scalp a little bit, but we'll just sort of see. But first of all, let's have a little look up close at the green and see how it's traveling. So as you can see, colour has increased dramatically. The Plant Doctor products have done an absolutely amazing job as per usual. See a few darker spots over here. Max is still, unbeknownst to me why, is still peeing darker spots. So he's not actually killing grass, but he's actually causing his wee spots 99% of the time are actually causing the grass to grow. But occasionally I think that might have been a little dead spot there. But other than that, most of those ones there are a little bit dead. But this one here, green, 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 green. So 90% of the time he's weeing green spots, which is fine. Green's holding really, really good colour. It's tightened up considerably. We just even have a look here. Looking really, really good now. As I mentioned, we're down at 4mm now. So we've come down from our 5 when we dusted the green. We're at 5, and all summer we're at 5. I've managed to bring it down to 4, and to be quite honest, I could probably really squeeze it down to 3mm, and I might look at doing that in the next week or two, in time for this little weekend putting fun thing that we're having with some mates very, very soon. So opportunity here to go down even lower, but obviously I won't keep it there for winter. I'll bring it back up. Now, coming over to our Primo, again, looking amazing. It by default is now 4mm too, because everything that gets cut out is what this here gets cut out. So still a few flowers there, but still looking really, really good. And the 4mm height of cut handled it like a beauty, considering that it didn't get any dusting at all either. So it just took the height change really, really, really well. As we come down now here to our plugs, you'll notice a huge improvement. Still a little bit light on here. This by nature is a drier spot for some reason, but as we travel further down, you really start to notice that this grass really does seem to be very active from a rhizome perspective. In other words, the runners that are under the ground. It does creep across the top of the surface. The stolons do that as well, but there does seem to be quite a lot of activity in the rhizome department. So as we continue down, it's really starting to fill in nicely. We've got a few broadleaves here that will need treating. I'll probably hit them up in the next couple of days with a broadleafed herbicide. And we've also got here a little bit of caustic weed as well. And it can be a bit of a tricky or painful little bugger to control, but we'll give him a hit as well. And I'd suspect a little bit of seed could have come in from that sand that I was dusting with, I suspect. But as I said, it's, you know, I could pull it out, but this can get a bit of a taproot that, you know, will make it persistent and make it come back. So I might just hit it with a broadleaf, milk thistles, and as we get down this end of the world, really starting to fill in now. So very happy. I think we're definitely on track to have our full coverage before we get our really cool weather, which really now isn't too far away. Anyway guys, look, let's get a mow on this green. We'll see how it comes up. It should stripe up pretty well, or it should at least come up very well. It's been 2 days since I mowed it. Today's Wednesday. I mowed it Sunday. Oh, it's 3 days. Sunday afternoon I mowed it. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yep, so 3 days. We'll give it a trim now at these really crazy low heights. Really got to keep on the mowing. So yeah, let's give it a mow. Since doing the dusting on the green, it must be about a month ago now, a bit better, I've stuck with using the 1600, which is the wider greens mower. So the 1000 cuts 21 inches and the 1600 does a 26-inch cut. As I said in the previous video, the reason that is, the 1000 has just come back from Trent at Central Coast Cylinder Mowers and is razor sharp, where this one here was sharp, but not razor sharp. So when I dropped the height down to the 4mm, I decided I really want to make sure that I'm not picking up any sand, any rubbish on a brand new mower. Whereas this one probably next year will go in for a grind. So I'll use this for the rougher stuff at the moment. And once I'm 100% convinced that I'm not picking up any sand or anything like that, I'll switch back to the 1000. But for now, I'm going to stick with this one. And also the benefit is it's just that little bit wider, so it makes mowing that little bit faster for me, which is a good thing when I'm a bit time poor. Well, I'm pretty happy with how that's looking. It's really probably as good as it's ever been at this time of year for as many years as I can remember. So really happy. What I might do though, I might just chuck a ball out. Let's have a little bit of a roll. We'll just see how the ball rolls on the cooch, and we'll stick a bit of, then we'll go on the Primo Zoysia there. We'll do a ball roll there and see how they part, see how smooth they are, see if there's much bouncing and jumping about. Okay, so we'll move on now to trimming up our surrounds, and as I think I said at the beginning of the video, I'm kind of expecting this to potentially scalp a little bit. Reason being is, if we look here, I haven't mowed this for ages, and it's really long. So if there is a little bit of time, or if I've got a little bit of time between now and the weather cools off, so in the next few days, I may actually do a late season height reset on this. But at this stage, I don't know if I'll get time before it cools off. I did last week actually get the opportunity to give the front tiff tuck height reset. So I did a double scarify and I did a mow down to 10mm. So even though it looks pretty bad, it was only 2mm off, sort of, well, 2 scarifiers and then a shortcut at 10mm. You can see down the front here, which is my thin area. The reason it's still green is we didn't have the same amount of thatch build up as what we had further up here, and we've talked about that section there before. And I also did across the side here the Santarana as well, and took it also down to 10. And next time I start mowing again with a triplex, it'll be back to 12. Should be recovered in the next couple of weeks. Plenty of time before it really cools off here in this part of the world at least. So yeah, it was just something that I wanted to get done before it cooled off. Okay, so not ideal, but not too bad. But look, I guess that's just the way it goes. I can't be everywhere at once. So if I do get a little chance to do a mini reno on this, a mini height reset, I will. But at the same time, I might just live with it. I might just live with it and worry about it in the springtime. Now, our Zoysia plugs, our Primo Zoysia plugs, you notice that the mower does bounce over them quite a bit as it mows along. Now, what I'm thinking now is I might just take the top of these plugs off with the little Victor Scalpy mower. I'm not looking to scalp them on purpose or anything like that. Just looking to knock the top off these because, as you can see, like they'll come off pretty easy. They'll be bare, but there's enough grass growing in everywhere that it might just put me one step closer to continuing at the 5 or the 4 mils. It'll be 5 mils by the time we get going. Continue with the 5 mils with the greens mower and start getting this down to greens height, because really now the worst of its establishment is behind. It's just got to fill in, and I think it's now time to potentially swap from that triplex to some sort of walk behind. Actually quite impressed with how this has come up. I mean, I know it doesn't look all that sightly, but at the end of the day, it sort of had to be done. And given we've got all this new growth coming through here, these little tufts were always potentially going to be an issue down the track when I wanted to switch over to a lower height of cut. So I bit the bullet now. We should get that green back over before winter time comes. I'm pretty confident that'll be the case. And going forward, I could probably set up a Scott Bonner or something at maybe even 8mm or something like that, just to keep over this, and then slowly wind down that Scott Bonner, and we'll get it down to as low as I can get that thing. And by that stage, it should all be covered over, and we'll have our nice little nursery stock of Primo Zoysia going forward to start bringing out and replacing our Santa Ana putting green. Okay, well, we'll wrap the video up here now. If you've enjoyed the episode today, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. It helps it grow. Anyway, guys, have a fantastic weekend, and we'll catch you next time on the Aussie Lawn.